You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Paracasual Destiny podcast. I am Soul Time, and this is episode 57. And I am most fortunate to be joined by Green Stego, Romance Girl, and Sally Bug this morning. Yes, it's morning. It's a morning broadcast. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, all right. Has everybody had their coffee? I guess is the first thing I'd like to ask.
Yes. There's always
I have
options for more.
a handful
I down mine.
of sips.
I'm caffeinated.
Nice.
Caffeinated and ready to go.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to sit back, relax, maybe enjoy a cup of coffee, and talk a little Destiny. And we're live on YouTube, but you can also find us on the podcast platform of your choice. And so what has been going on? It seems like forever since we've done one of these things.
Yeah, we had a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I think it was the big...
Yeah, this season kind of... Lightfall reveal was the last time
That's
we spoke.
right. It was the big
Yeah.
Lightfall
Beginning of the season.
reveal was the last follow-up to that.
And Bungie loves to have a season coinciding with the beginning of the school year, which is a bit rough for us teachers.
Right.
But
It is.
it's nice to have something to look forward to coming home to.
Right.
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 I think between the beginning of the school year, we had an injury, or I had an injury that laid me up for a while.
Put you out of commission, right?
And then our streaming computer had some technical difficulties. So it was just
A nightmare.
was.
Like a nightmare hunt. Wow. Anyway.
But we're back. We're back. We're here.
We're back, and
ready
we're here to talk about the
Destiny.
season of the Plunder. The storyline, of course. We've had an Iron Banner already. We probably have another one coming up.
At this point, yeah.
Gosh, so much has happened. We've had opportunities to try out Arc 3.0. We tried the King's Fall raid. In fact, we may be trying that again today, hopefully. That'd be fun.
That's a plan.
It is a plan. And what else? Skill-based matchmaking has already been implemented and tweaked. Yeah. All sorts of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to start with? There's so much.
Well, let's just start with Season of the Plunder activities. Has anybody... Sally Bug, did we catch up this week in that? I'm not sure.
Not. We have not done the storyline this week.
This week, okay.
The one that started on Tuesday.
Right.
We were all caught up from last week because we were behind because of my injury and all that. We were behind a couple of weeks, but then we caught up last weekend. But now I wouldn't say we're technically behind because it's still the current week,
Well,
right? We still have time.
So we have something to do today, anyway.
Right. Before or after we do King's Fall, maybe.
Do it.
I've heard
Do it before.
I've seen
It's a big
snippets. I don't want spoilers, but I feel like there's going to be at least a continuation of what's going on with Mithrax and his mysterious past that he and Spider keep talking about.
This season, they have just, every season for over a year now, they've been absolutely knocking the story out of the park. This the story that gets fed to us piecemeal week by week is just amazing.
Yeah,
really ever
I
since
definitely like
Kyle
this
ever showed
model.
up. Yeah.
I like this model of the way they kind of like have a little bit every week, but it's not like even for like the casual player, it's not an overwhelming amount to do to just get that next little piece of it. I know some people would rather just have it all at the same time.
Well, we do that with the campaign mission that comes out every year, and that's
Right.
where you get like we got the whole Witch Queen story, and then there was like the story continues, and people gotta wait. Just wait for next week.
What about the activities themselves, like the catch crash, and of which we just did a catch crash master
Master
catch.
difficulty.
Wow! And I was I was kind of proud of ourselves.
I felt like a little baby in that activity. Just like I couldn't even take care of a orange bar without using my super.
Shout out to our clanmate.
Hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Logan
girl.
and
It's like,
Phil,
we
if you're
got
listening,
hard
thank you.
carried in that because when our clanmate got stuck under the stairs, we failed.
How dare you call him out like that?
Yeah.
After what he did after
Well,
he
we're
not
not-
out from underneath the stairs.
We're not naming any
in all
names.
Honesty, anybody can get caught in graphics, but the point is that without him, we were not able to do a thing.
Yeah, like
True.
Yeah, like Superman saves the world, and you're caught up on.
No, she's saying that we did get a chance to try it without him because he did get caught on the stairs and it did not go well.
It did not go well.
Immediately fell really hard on our face because that was half of the team.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, that's right.
There were
That's,
two people
that's a
it
good
was a
point.
who were like pretty
activity.
strong, and then four of us.
Yeah.
The four of us.
I will say it was a lot of
we're
fun.
just flailing
I like
around
the,
trying to stay alive.
We were doing kazoo racers, basically. It was ridiculous.
I think it was fun. It was very difficult. I was way underpowered for that activity. I couldn't do anything.
Right.
I will say shout out to
I
Bungie
disagree with
for-
you on that, Romance Girl. I really disagree with you that I thought you did a lot, and you revived me plenty
lot
of
of dying.
times.
A lot of dying.
You revived me plenty of
There's
times.
a lot of
so.
dying and reviving.
Yeah.
I was gonna say shout out to Bungie for auto completing that one challenge, realizing that it was just
Too much.
was more of a it was a challenge that was really meant for the non-casual player, but then
Right.
they realized, okay, well now we've just made this out of reach for anyone who is playing.
Yeah, because we did.
Especially single players, because we did need a team of
We
6
got-
to do
yeah.
that.
Yes.
We got through the Master Catch Crash, and there were a bunch of extra champions in that activity, and they counted for extra for the sake of that activity. But we just casually logging in and doing the story and maybe a little bit extra every week. We put in, I don't know, an hour or two every week, and it still wasn't enough to really execute the Catch Crash Master with fidelity. And that really was the activity that they wanted you to do to check that off. It was
Right.
like, you can do this anyway, but like really you want to do Master Catch Crash. And that wasn't
Right. And
like, if it was a team of people just like us, we wouldn't have been able to do it. And then we would have been locked out of, well, not out of, but we would have had to like grind really hard to get to the story.
I mean, I
week, which
guess,
is really good.
part of me just thinks that they, it's a perspective thing. It's just like they have the numbers, right, of how many people actually play as solo players. And, I think there's quite a few people who just aren't comfortable with just going into it. I know I'm not. I don't like to do LFG outside of like our clan. And our clan has like 15 members, right? So it's just like,
We got a little vindication on that with the Master Catch Crash. They said we did LFG to get a 6th for their raid, and they got like a weirdo who was kind of mean to them.
Right, right. And that's the point. It's like you hear those stories and it's just like I think it's like, every other one or 4 out of 5 times it's probably fine. And then you get that fifth person who's just gonna be a goofball or whatever. So I think there are a lot of people like, myself included, who just aren't comfortable doing LFG. Plus they don't really have, I mean, I think once Lightfall comes around and they have the in-game LFG, where you can kind of see their rankings and see how other people have rated them, it might be a little easier, right? Because you'll be a little more comfortable taking on doing an activity with a stranger.
So have we answered Sultan's question of how we're enjoying the seasonal activities? I don't think
No,
at all.
I don't think so. I really enjoy I enjoy Catch Crash. I enjoy the feeling of swashbuckling. It does feel like swashbuckling with
The pirate
jumping from
ships.
ship to ship, the pirate ships.
What's the other activity called?
It feels like
Expedition.
Expedition?
Yeah.
Expedition, where you go hunting for pirate
I don't
treasure.
quite understand the mechanics of I still enjoy just grinding.
Yeah.
Hey, just throw balls at that
I don't really
machine
know
when they
what's
drop,
happening with the
then kill
treasures.
things in between.
Yeah,
That's what I know to do.
There's like a secret, there's like a hidden mechanic for like getting an extra unstoppable champion to spawn, and like people
Yeah, I
who
heard
want
about
that
that.
because it's like a seasonal challenge. There's a seasonal challenge to like get a bunch of that
Right.
specific champion.
Mhm.
And it seems like if you just do the mechanics like normal, like you kill the enemies, you get the treasure, you throw the treasure at the thing, then as soon as it
It'll
spawns,
bypass.
as soon as it spawns, it despawns, and it's time to move along. So it feels like there's like a hidden way to do
Honestly,
it.
I would like more options to bypass change.
That would be great.
That would be,
Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome.
Right.
That would be great.
So yeah, I enjoy it as well. I'm just having fun with it. I actually like the little I don't know what they're called, but I think they're part of that storyline where you go into like the little hideaway of
Yes.
I don't know, one of the pirates.
Oh, yeah, what are those?
Get their relics. I forget what those are called, but, I think that
it's a story.
Yeah, but it's a story mission. It's
Pirate
like
hunt,
a small
yeah.
Right.
enclosed story mission that is the final piece where you get the
Where you find the
pirate
relic. It's
Yeah,
the one where you find the
relic,
relic.
and then you
right,
complete
and
the-
those are
the
fun. I wish
story
those
for the
were
week.
replayable. Are they replayable? I don't think they are.
I don't think they are right now.
No, it's only the node only is available when you have
Yeah.
that step for the quest.
Right. Okay.
All in all, I think they might have gone above and beyond this season. I think
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
it just feels like a very rich season.
No, and the funny thing
Yeah,
is,
I was
is that
thinking like. Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was listening to another podcast and they were saying they wish it felt small and short, and I'm like, what? Like it was like I have like absolutely the opposite. Like, and maybe that's just like because they play it all the time, like as a content creator who plays it a lot, so that leaves you wanting more. But it was like, that's not the case for me. I feel like there's so much to do, and they're all fun to do. Like it's fun. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to be able to up the ante from last season, being really impactful with the story, having Callus and Keitel be really involved, and a new location, an entirely new location. Well, not entirely new, but they added the Leviathan back to the game, and it seemed like unless they were going to add another location, it was going to feel small. But to me, it doesn't, because they were like, this season, Space Pirates. You're raiding pirate ships. And I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
You can really feel the enthusiasm of the team for this pirate project come through on every level.
Yeah. It's a great theme. It works perfectly. They worked it in perfectly, so it's a great theme. And of course,
And
we
I don't
talked
know if
about
we've
how the
mentioned it
storylines
all,
go.
but the weapons this season are just beyond. They almost feel like little like exotics, every single one.
And I have to say, like, you know, and
Yeah,
Look
because they're
alone.
so stylized and they feel so powerful with the new Volt shot.
mhm.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Volt shot that
Yeah, Volt
causes
shot.
jolts, not to be confused.
and,
Volt
and
shot, which is not
for
a word.
for me, um, I feel like the design from not only like the like physical appearance design, but also the sound design. I feel like I have a pirate weapon in my hand when I'm shooting it off. It's just
Yes. Immediately you get that feel, and the fact that they've been doing this for so long, and that they can create like a new feel for a weapon like that.
right.
Pretty
A new
impressive.
feel and it being like unique. It really feels like when I put on the Brigand's Law, it just feels like a unique weapon. Or the scout rifle. It feels like a unique
Yeah, that's what
experience.
I agree. That's why I meant like by mini exotic. It's like they just each have their own design and feel.
Right.
Full time, do you
I
have a
love the
favorite
tarnished
new
metal, the
weapon?
scout rifle. So good.
I was using Brigand's Law in Iron Banner.
This may not be very popular, but I kind of like the I'm trying to remember what it's called. The grenade launcher. I forget what it's called offhand. Of course, I like the Taipan.
Oh, the seasonal one?
Yeah, what's the
I don't think I have the grenade launcher.
I can't remember what
Yeah,
it's
I haven't been
called.
getting the seasonal weapon.
I
for
have
the
it, but I don't think I
upgrade
use it. But
track
I'm just
through
not a
stuff
big
like
fan
that.
of it's a breech loader one. Is it a breech
Yes.
loader or is it a heavy?
No, it's a breach
heavy.
loader. It's What's so funny?
No, that he got it wrong. That
You're not talking.
So you're not talking about the Cry Mutiny, the heavy grenade launcher that you get through the upgrade track on Zavala, Shaxx, and...
Oh, he's talking about the seasonal. He said seasonal. So it's a pirate one, or?
What?
It's the pirate one.
What's it called?
Is it heavy
Look
or
up
is it special?
look up the
Hold
name
on,
of it.
I'm gonna go to dim and get to the bottom of this.
I opened up my dim to see if I had it, and I don't.
I do not think that there is a one that you can get.
Okay, well, he likes some kind of grenade launcher. He's
I
not
do.
making it up.
Maybe it's
And
not
He's
the
into
pirate
a grenade
one.
launcher
There is-
this season.
There is a pirate grenade launcher. It shoots a cannonball. It is the
Okay, but he's talking about a different
weapon.
one. So
Season plunder. Season : plunder. Here we go. It's not. Oh gosh, it includes all the raid
now look up
ones.
grenade launcher. Now that you have filtered.
It is
grenade launcher.
it is the heavy one that I like, which is the Cry Mutiny.
Oh, Stego was right.
Stego was right.
What
It's
is
the
it
Cry Mutiny one that I really dig. Next to that is also I like, and I don't know the name of it either. I really enjoy the scout rifle, which is the metal, the tarnished metal.
The tarnished metal.
Is
Now, do
and
you
I
like
know
it
that's a
because-
favorite, but I
because
really
of
do
your
like it.
Yeah.
I really do like it.
Do you like it because you were called the Tarnished when you were playing Elden Ring?
Probably. And so it's but that subconscious connection there. But I do
Well,
love
I like it,
my
and I've never
Elden
played
Ring.
Elden Ring, so.
Yeah.
I got a Brigand's Law with Volt shot.
Nice.
Pugilist.
Can we
Pugilist,
stop
yeah.
talking about Brigand's Law because I haven't really tried it out yet?
Well, I have to talk about it so that you try it out because
Okay.
it's
Okay.
probably
Fair
my favorite
enough.
sidearm since Dusty and Dynasty back in the.
Wow, that's
Wow.
yeah,
It's
that's a
Paul Tassie's
throwback.
favorite.
And I don't mean Destiny
Which
2,
Paul
Destiny and
Tassi-
Dynasty. I mean Destiny 1, Destiny and Dynasty.
Obviously.
Obviously, because the two.
Yeah, I am 100% in agreement, and I'm going to say the same thing you did, Romance Girl, although I'm sure you were way more successful than I was. But I used Brigand's Law as well in the Crucible. It was a lot of fun to just pull it out and just take someone down with. When I remember, because that's part of my problem when I'm in PvP is remembering to switch to a close range combat weapon when I'm in the close range.
Did you see that, Stego? Did you see that clip? I got like a.
Yeah, you got like
kills
3
with the
kills back to
Brigand's
back.
Law in a row.
Yeah, just like brr, brr, brr.
Now, CAC has had some
Yeah.
Shreds.
CAC has had some bad things to say about this weapon, but I found it to wreck for me in the low-level play that I'm mostly found in, and that is the Sail Spy Pitch Glass Linear Fusion Rifle with arc damage. Anybody try that one
You
out
use
yet?
this for PvE?
Yeah, of course. PvE. And also, I enjoy the, well, if it's named after the famous physicist, it would be pronounced Planck's stride, right? Named after Max Planck. But I
We all
was
know who
thinking
that is.
it might be Planck's stride because
You really not know who
walk
Max
the plank.
Planck is?
Oh, I know who it is.
Walk the
You might have
plank.
to do a little Planck's corner.
So is it Planck the physicist or Planck?
I thought
The
it
pirate's
was Planck,
plank.
the Phoenix. Though I've always heard it pronounced
Yeah, I think
Max
it's
Planck,
because-
but I think that's a mispronunciation.
Because isn't Planck
Right,
spelled?
because
Yeah, I
isn't
think
that
that's
how
because we grew up in America.
it's spelled not like walk the plank, like
Right, that's what I was
P-L-A-N-K.
thinking. Right,
It's
there's a
spelled
C in
like the
there.
physicist.
It might be
That's
like
what
a
I'm-
play on words.
It could be.
But Planck, yeah, because you get it.
The
Planck's.
writers on Bungie.
I know. Planck's stride suggests walking the plank, right? The stride of your
Right.
walk.
Yeah.
I have heard Max Planck pronounced Max Planck a lot in American.
The bastardized version
Yeah, when
of
I
his
grew-
name.
when I
Yes,
grew-
exactly.
Yeah,
we did that a lot with names.
throughout high school, it was always Planck's constant
Yeah.
Boo.
in high school chemistry class.
Nobody-
Documentaries I've watched usually
Nobody
say
pronounces Ernst
Planck.
Mach's name wrong.
You pronounced Van Gogh's name wrong, though. There's a lot of mispronunciation.
True.
There's a lot of mispronunciations of great people who gave us art and science and whatnot.
To
That's-
this day, Guardians still can't pronounce
Eva Levante.
gonna say.
It's true.
AKA
Hell.
Eva.
It's
For some
Eva.
reason, we say it with a TH sound.
Oh, yeah,
but none of
the-
the Elixni do.
Aramis kind of made fun of him for letting us call him Mithrax instead of Fox.
Misraxkel.
Yeah.
It was really.
Well, somebody mentioned using that iron, the brigand. What is it called again? Shit, I can't.
Brigand's Law.
Brigand's Law. Wait, is Brigand a physicist? What's the reference there?
No, Brigand is a pirate term.
It
Yeah,
is.
that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go
Brigand
to the
is a-
like being put in the brig. You've heard that before.
Member of a gang that ambushes and
thief.
Yeah,
robs
Brigand
people.
is just like, yeah.
But it's like
an outlaw.
it's
yeah.
on land usually, according to Oxford Dictionary. Anyway, like forests and mountains is where they roam instead of the high seas. And I have a cat pulling on my mouse cable. Get out of here.
We have a
Did
guest on our
anybody get a chance
podcast.
to
Welcome
play
to the
Iron
podcast,
Banner
Dual
a
Times
couple weeks
Cat.
ago?
Yeah, Sultime's cat is pulling on his. Yeah, maybe it thinks it's a real mouse.
How about Iron Banner Eruption mode?
We didn't play
Yeah.
a lot of Iron Banner, but
That's
what
what
we
I was
played was
trying to get
actually
to. Thank you, Green Stego.
10 times more fun, infinitely more fun than Iron Banner Rift. I was back in it. I was ready to just keep playing rather than get out of the.
Well, I got my
which is
4
usually how I
pinnacles.
feel.
Yeah.
Did you get your pinnacles?
No, I didn't really understand how to get. I had trouble understanding. I wish there was a quest leading me through the pen. Honestly, I missed like
Well, there was
or
a
a
marker.
bounty. I don't know.
No,
It,
right. I was a little confused at first too, but you know what it boiled down to? It was just playing games. Win or lose.
we did it.
Win or lose.
We were caught up with life stuff, so we didn't get to play as much as we
right.
wanted.
You had a lot going on, and when that came out,
Right.
and
But
it's only a week,
the bit
right?
that we
So if
did
it's a
play-
week that you're busy,
Yes. But I'm gonna bookmark it for when it comes back, and because we did have a lot of fun with it. We do think
good.
that
yeah.
it was a success of a game, though. Really.
Yeah, no, I didn't have fun last season's Iron Banner, and I did have fun again this one. And I like having
I like
fun
that
when
the
I play
core of
Iron
it is
Banner.
just Clash, and that
Right. I think
it
a
was
lot of
just
people
more
enjoyed
focused.
it.
Focused on just the good old fashioned
Can I tell you what I did
PvP.
for
you
my
can.
18 games to get my reset? I put on a Warlock exotic piece of leg armor called Boots of the Assembler. And then I put on my Empowering Rift, and I ran a Solar Lock build for this. I customized my own build for it. I won't go into the details of that. But what I did was put on my Empowering Rift, and this thing is standing in an Empowering Rift creates noble seekers that grant both you and your ally a damage bonus. Each time a noble seeker finds one of your allies, the duration of your rift is briefly extended, while you are standing in it. It provides a moderate benefit to the airborne effectiveness of the Lumina, but I didn't have a Lumina. Anyway, so I basically ran around with this rift. I would find where my colleagues were, and I would plop it down and stand in it. And if anybody came within view, I would start pewing them. But I played a very passive, supportive role in Eruption. And I feel like it worked, even though I was bottom of the table. Because if I'm standing in my rift the whole time, I'm not being aggressive at all. It's very passive, supportive role with the Boots of the Assembler. But it worked. Man,
Well, I guess you would
worked.
know too, as long as it's like the longer your rift is up, the more successful you've been, because that means you're noble seeker.
They're running out, and it was cool to watch them zip out and find my teammates. And
That'd be really fun to do with Lumina, though. You should try that sometime. I actually
is
have
it
a Boots of the
Lumina? I
Assembler.
said Lumina, didn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Who can say?
Lumina might
what
be
do you
the
think?
British
Is it
way.
Lumina or Lumina?
Tomato. Oh, Ghost is in here? Hello, Richard. He's muted.
I tried to say hello.
He doesn't.
Did we talk over him?
Yes.
Why didn't you say something?
I am now.
You sound like a.
Keep it cordial.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the opposing team, when they caught on to me, they would really all try to come after me. But I was doing the freelance, so most of the time they're not communicating, right? So it was to my advantage going into that freelance Iron Banner with
Sneaky.
Boots of the Assembler. I'll probably do it again. I'm not going to lie. It was so much fun. And I suck at aiming anyway, so I usually just... Although I was having some success with my fantasy Iron Banner loadout, which was all Iron Banner weapons. That's my rule. I only use Iron Banner weapons in Iron Banner. And
Exotics, is that?
There's no Iron Banner exotics, unfortunately, are there, for weapons? There's
Oh, but I would still.
no. The star of the show was the Iron Banner scout rifle, which I believe is called Guiding Light. Gosh, I can't remember any Destiny names today. Is that what it's called? Guiding Light? I forget.
Fighting Lion has an Iron Banner ornament, doesn't it?
Oh,
The Guiding Sight.
Does that
Sorry,
count?
Guiding Light. Oh my God, that was a soap opera in the 70s. No, the Guiding Sight. That'd be fun to introduce into Destiny, although we already have it with the current storyline. No, the Guiding Sight is an Iron Banner scout rifle forged in honor of Ephrodite and all that inspires. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've got a really nice roll that's iron grip surplus that was working for me really, really well. And so I think I'm going to stick with it.
I like that I at first was a little dubious of them removing power for Iron Banner, but I think that it was I was able to try more.
Yeah.
Without burning through upgrade modules. It's nice. And you didn't really run into like the Recluse and Mountaintop as much as and Luna's Howl as much as I was thinking.
Sally Bug, you
Yeah.
still here?
I'm still here.
Richard, you still here? He's muted.
Might be
But you know
having
what?
He fell
technical
asleep.
difficulties.
His presence is appreciated, even if he doesn't say a word. Yeah. But anyway, moving right along. Are we ready to? Well, while Richard's working out how to make his audio work in this Discord group, can we talk a little coffee talk? We haven't done it in many, many moons.
Sure.
The Paracasual Destiny podcast presents Eva Levante's Coffee Boutique. Well, I gotta say, I had a lovely cup of
I could
coffee.
use some coffee.
Yeah, me too. I did a little. I had a couple cups of coffee already, and it doesn't feel like it. I still feel like I just woke up. I don't know why that is. Probably because I'm not used to podcasting in the morning. This early in the day.
That's how I feel every day.
But we had our usual Carpe Diem grind out of our Red Line coffee maker, which I love. And I had coconut milk in my first cup and some half and half in my second. We also have some iced coffee in there, Sally Bug. But the thing, Sally Bug's got a big project going today. She made her own homemade blended pumpkin spices mixture that is going to go into a pumpkin spice creamer type.
Look out for the recipe in the podcast.
I thought we'd just put it in that iced coffee we've got in the fridge.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I
So
think like a
what goes
brown
into it?
pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin, and then pumpkin spices of your choice. Ours was.
Well, I should clarify. It's not just pumpkin out of the pumpkin patch.
Well,
It's
it's
actually
pumpkin
pureed
puree.
pumpkin. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That you would use for like pumpkin pie.
And then, the dairy or non-dairy creamer of your choice. The one that I made today that we haven't tried yet is I used it with almond milk. But I want to try it with all. I just thought it might be too heavy if we used like pure half and half. So almond milk and the pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice. We didn't have any pumpkin pie spice, so ours is cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg blend. And maple syrup, a little sweetness.
How about over in Texasville? Any coffee goings ons?
I had some iced coffee, uh,
Mm-hmm.
fridged from last night's coffee that yesterday.
Excellent.
Ichi.
And cafe ole.
Stego actually hasn't finished coffee yet.
That's.
He's waiting it.
I'm working
Right
on
now,
it.
now I just really want that iced coffee. Hold on.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll go down and get some because guess what? The next segment is the a revival of an old segment we used to do, just like with the coffee talk. Um, Get it together now for Green Stego's Mod Academy. The special segment Mod Academy, which is hosted by your friendly Green Stego. Your friendly neighborhood Green Stego.
All right, Guardians. Today I want to draw some special attention to one of the seasonal mods that is available in the seasonal artifact. The one that I'm most excited about unlocking when I get to that final tier. Lightning strikes twice. What? Hello, what's going on there? Moving on. So the lightning strikes twice gives extra grenade energy. It gives you like a little buff every time you throw an arc grenade. And with the Arc 3.0 builds that launched this season, that's just a lot of great synergy, especially with Titans and the aspect that improves certain arc grenades. The trick to it is that it only gives a buff that lasts about 3 seconds, and you have to get more arc takedowns to extend the duration of it. So it gives you a 3-second buff that gives you a bunch of grenade energy, and then if you, with that arc grenade, take out enemies, then it extends the timer, and for each enemy you kill, I think it gives an additional 3 seconds. And basically, if you can have it up for the way the numbers work out is if you have 100 discipline with an arc grenade equipped and you have this mod, it works out to about a 31-second cooldown without having other abilities that give you additional grenade energy. So if you also are rocking an elemental well build, giving you every single time extra grenade energy, then you can have almost 100% uptime on your arc grenade, especially if you're on ad clear duty. It's just an incredibly impressive mod. If you pair it with the mods which show up frequently in Plunder the Booty's builds, combining elemental light, where you get charged with light anytime you get an elemental well, and then using the firepower mod, where when you throw a grenade, if you're charged with light, you spend a charge of light to get grenade energy back. If you have 2 of those mods, it gives you about 33% of your energy back, because the firepower mod does stack. So there's a lot of ways that you can, if you stack those mods together, lightning strikes twice, elemental well build with charged with light, and the firepower mod, then you're just going to be throwing grenades left and right all the time. constant uptime. So, Guardians, check out Lightning Strikes Twice.
Full disclosure, I have not spent a whole lot of time with Arc. I tried it out a little bit in the very beginning of the season, and I just was not. I just wasn't feeling it. So went back to my soul. I've been like kind of oscillating between a solar build and a.
Have you gotten a weapon with Volt Shot yet?
I should look into him and see if I do. I don't know if I do.
It's like the new it's kind of like incandescent but for arc.
Right.
So it's definitely worth looking. It makes the whole arc subclass come alive for me. A lot of interaction.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm
Also,
really looking forward
I've been
to
having
finally...
fun trying out Storm Grenade on my Hunter. It just feels so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally having access to
It's fun.
Storm Grenade. I'm rocking an enhanced Storm Grenade on my Titan. So it turns into this, like, seeking storm.
I'd like to get back into, like, a Lucky Raspberry build.
Ooh.
'Cause I did that.
Shinobu's Vow gets mentioned a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, Shinobu's is usually my go.
How about Lucky Pants?
No.
I have them. I just don't. I don't usually use a hand cannon.
I wish Richard could be heard because I think he might have a thing or two to say about the Lucky Pants.
You just might. You just might.
What about Lucky Pants?
There he is.
Yes!
is.
All right.
Richard.
We can hear you.
Sorry, I was, Nicholas was speaking to me, and I was doing the garden, like, because I got scaffolding
I can't
coming up
hear
behind the
him.
house for shit, so I just had to tidy everything up.
Got caught in the garden.
Yep.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Yes, we are. I actually was telling Sally Bug, this is probably a bad time because I know this is where you get a lot of the yard work done during this hour. It seems like when we used to do this, you were always busy this time of day on a Saturday.
So Lucky Pants, S tier, A tier. What are your thoughts? Richard?
I've tried them a few times, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try them with Malfeasance now that they've got an unstoppable built-in.
Ooh,
Cool.
Yeah, every time
malfeasance.
there seems to be a hand cannon meta, the Lucky Pants make a resurgence. They seem to surface to the top of the laundry list.
Now, for those of y'all who haven't tried out Malfeasance, I do recommend that weapon.
I have not done it yet.
Deserves a catalyst.
Absolutely unstoppable.
It does deserve. Oh, almost like what would you give it because it's already so good. But I agree that I want a catalyst just so I have an excuse to use it more. Also, in the 30th anniversary edition, they launched the Pink Mist weapon ornament. That is awesome. Just makes it look so cool.
Well, I think I bought that, I just haven't used it in a while. Let me go check.
Put it on. It's
Put
so
it on.
fun.
Put it on.
Put it on.
Yeah, it's when combined, I think Lucky Pants and Malfeasance is honestly one of the top DPS builds a little bit.
For it being a primary weapon, it just does great damage. And the most important
Would
thing
put
is
in
it's just so fun to use. And that's just
Okay, so
I
here it
have-
is. It's illegally modded holster. When you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or a damage type that matches your subclass. Each hit from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot for a short time against a combatant.
That works well with Malfeasance because of the slugs that impact and they do the explosion.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, hand cannons ready faster and are more
shoot
accurate
tainted slugs
immediately
that
after
burrow
swapping.
into combatants.
Wow.
Snacking enough slugs causes them all to explode, stunning surviving combatants. It's explosive shadow, malfeasance, exhaust.
I mean, it's nothing. These Lucky Pants are nothing to scoff at because it's 100 handling ready speed. Wow. Duration multiply while it's effective. You get
Yeah,
20
I'm
airborne.
currently with my arc build. I'm using lightest handshake for my hunter right now, so I
Right.
haven't really had a chance to test much stuff because it's part of the build.
Oh, yeah. Richard, were you here when I was talking about my Boots of the Assembler build for Iron
Oh,
Banner?
yeah. I heard. I was here. It's just Nicholas was talking at the same time.
I was camping. I just camping out, just doing my rift over and over again. And it would
No, I didn't touch Iron Banner this time around.
the rift would last forever. So I would hide someplace, right? Where, strategically sort of behind where my teammates were. And it would just be sending out these little seekers, increasing everybody's damage. And,
Richard, we gotta get the clan together and do some eruption back.
yeah, that'd be fun.
I did play some eruption. Now I think about it, but I don't know. I prefer control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they're mixing it up a little. And eruption for me was like really fun just because it's nice to be able to just do like a clash type. I hadn't played that in a while.
I'm all
When
for
I
them
do
trying different
control,
stuff.
I am definitely the one who is getting the control zone. I don't really have as much because teammates are usually gonna.
What was the new
I
map?
feel like I don't have as much time to actually just play gunplay because I'm trying to just play more stealthily. So it's nice to be like able to just like focus on just I'm trying to stick with my team and
What was the new map that was in rotation? Well, it's a revival map.
Cathedral of Dusk.
Yeah, I kind of like that map. It was a little spread out for the game mode they were doing, but I think control with that map I remember having a lot of fun with it.
Rift was fun on that map.
I remember Rift on that map.
Yeah, I remember that too.
But yeah, I like that map.
Yeah.
Aren't they taking some maps out of rotation though? I don't understand why.
It's
Into
weird.
the vault.
I just think the more variety you have in PvP maps, the better. Even if it's one that it's not necessarily your favorite, variety for me is better than playing the same.
Yeah.
I was trying to get some seasonal challenge done.
That's the real reason we don't do trials.
I don't even do trials anymore. So, the weapons are just boring now because they're just reskins.
He's been to the lighthouse too many times.
Jaded.
Richard, I'm curious what you're up to tonight. What are your plans?
I have no idea.
Robin?
Raiding with the clan.
If you want me.
Well, we always want you,
Yes.
but we don't want to take advantage of
'Cause
your
we,
kindness.
We were trying the Master Totems Challenge at Kingsfall, and man, that's killer. We still haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I was watching somebody streaming trying to do that.
So instead, after that, I think yesterday we just did the Rollcon Master Challenge, and we just get a few adepts here and there.
How far did you get? I'm curious how far you guys got with the Master in the Kingsville.
Master Rook? Oh, the one at Kingsville. We got it so close, like 3 times. I know we can get it. It's just depends if a random because this guy he was telling me to because there's like 3 unstops each. There's like an unstop each side, left, mid, right. And as I was on my way down to right to take the plate off him, he turns his back to it and tells me to stun it. I was like, hang on a freaking minute, you literally just turned your back on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard finding
Ouch.
It's much easier if he stuns it.
Oh man, that's tough. Well,
Rook
Okay, I'm
is
gonna
easy, though, 'cause
say
that's just
it's,
yeah.
I know it's past the Eva Levante's coffee talk or whatever we're calling it, but
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice, I'm liking it.
yeah, it grew on me. We did a little ice. I think it would taste better with warm coffee though, with hot coffee.
I feel like it would taste better with warm coffee. I also think that it would taste better with a little bit more creamy, like a creamier, because the almond milk's kind of thin. So either maybe half half and half, or maybe like a fat-free half and half. I don't know.
Time to experiment.
Time to
Anyway.
experiment.
All right, so let's wrap this up because I'm curious what everybody else has been into outside of Destiny as well. So I'm going to queue up the next segment,
Non-Destiny media
which is
consumption.
non-Destiny media consumption. Well, you know, I feel like, Richard, do you guys have any daylight left over there?
Yep.
You do. So let's get you to go first here, in case you need to run out and continue with the scaffold or whatever.
Oh no, they're not here yet. They're coming Wednesday. We just move stuff from under the window.
Oh, you just had to
Into
prep
the
for
middle.
them. Okay, yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, what have you been doing outside of Destiny? Any video games? Any DVDs? Any streaming movies? Series? Anything like that?
I've
Comic
been watching a
books?
series. I watched it before, but it's like old. It's kind of old now, and I think it's a really good series. But it's called Primeval.
I feel like I've seen that. It's a British television program, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen that, or at least a few episodes of
Sounds
it.
familiar.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs keep coming.
it's
It
with the
does. It sounds
dinosaurs.
very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I watched a few episodes of that a long
I've
time
just been
ago.
rewatching
though.
that
Cool. Yeah. I think it's got
because I've done all pinnacles now. All my classes are max, so just 1595 right now. So all it is artifact power up.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like you need another game.
Wow.
Wow, you guys. Are...
Yeah, I just got up to the power cap. I'm
Yeah,
at
I was
1570 now.
1572 doing the master catch crash with for, our clanmates, and
Yeah, did you
I
hear
was
about that,
rough.
Richard? By
It's
the
rough
way,
go.
I mean, we're doing non-Destiny stuff. We're slipping right back into Destiny talk. But did you
You
hear
can't
about
help
what
it.
happened to Logan during that catch crash?
Oh yeah, I was in the room. I was watching on Bam's.
He got stuck underneath that platform.
It was in
It was the
I
funniest
bet
thing.
you were laughing. You
That was
had to have
pretty
been
funny.
laughing.
Nobody seemed to care but me at first. I was like trying to help him. Like, I was gonna
But
actually.
guys, he's stuck here.
I was actually
We're
gonna switch to a
whatever.
like a rocket
we could have
launcher and
helped him
shoot
by
at
just
him.
wiping, but
Yeah,
Which we did naturally anyway.
yeah, we would have wiped, regardless. But it's funny to blame it on him anyway. So, Green Stego,
primeval.
what have you been doing outside of the realms of our favorite video game? Hello?
I have been watching. Yeah, hello.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
We've been watching The Rings of Power as it comes out every week.
Is that any good?
And
I
Yeah.
haven't really started watching it yet, to be honest.
I'm curious.
we really like it.
yes, we
It's
really like it.
it's gotten like mixed reviews from people, like not everyone.
Yeah, for some people it feels like it's going a little slow, but I don't get that feeling at all. I think that it is just fantastic, fleshing out the history of Middle Earth in the Second Age, and seeing how just like the setting for the film series that we are more familiar with came about.
Right?
Is the feel along the lines
um,
of the film series?
I'd say it's a similar tone, but it definitely has its own personality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
that's something that's definitely on my list to
feels
check
like a
out.
respectable. Yeah, it feels like a respectable high fantasy story, and just source material is great. I think the characters are great. The acting's. I like the acting. I think it's. I just think it's great. Every week I tune in, I fall in love all over again.
That's good to,
And we're
good
also
to hear.
watching on Netflix an animated show, Bee and Puppy Cat, which is bizarre and absurd and lovely. Cute.
It's very good. It's actually based on a web series I really like a long time ago, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What's the name of it again?
He and Puppy Cat.
Okay.
And for me, I this week from my lovely family got a Series X.
Woohoo!
I've been
You've been
Welcome to
hopping around.
2022.
right. It is definitely next gen gaming. I know we're not supposed to be talking about Destiny, but Destiny particularly looks great on it.
Yes.
Can't wait to try Crucible on it.
And I feel like I've just scratched the surface, but I do still have Game Pass, so I've been trying to play different Game Pass games with it. I dove into Forza Horizon 5 to get the next gen experience.
Sweet. That's kind of outside your wheelhouse there.
Yeah, I mean, we played a lot of racing games growing up, though, so
Right,
it is
right.
really cool to see
Yeah.
where the genre has gone since I played as a child. Need for Speed 2, and
People
Right.
glitching to get cars.
yeah. And also someone pointed out in a review that it's less a racing game and more a driving game. You know, there is racing in it, but it's actually just it's a lot of just driving and enjoying the scenery and the road. Off-roading too.
That's kind of what I liked about racing games back in the day, like Sega GT. You could just drive through the Himalayas. It was really cool.
It's beautiful. And I don't know if you guys have tried the cloud gaming, but like we plugged in our Series X and it was going to take a couple hours for Destiny to download. So we just clicked Forza and clicked the cloud option and dove right in. And I was able to just play. I didn't have to wait for anything to download or anything. So that's actually next gen experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little embarrassing to admit, but I've also been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley on Xbox. It's a lot
Guilty
of fun.
pleasure.
Yes.
Nice one. Sally Bug, what you been up to?
Well, you know,
More true crime?
because true crime. I back several years ago got involved in the Serial podcast.
Of
And
course.
there's been an update. There has been a development in
Huge
that
development.
storyline.
Right, yeah.
And so I'm kind of
Yeah, I thought it
revisiting
was
that.
great.
There was another podcast based on the same case. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that existed. So I went back and started listening to that to just get some more details of what's going on with that case, because you get involved in it. And because of my recent infatuation with LawTube, this newer podcast that we're listening to, I actually like better because it really is coming kind of from that law perspective, as opposed to like a journalistic perspective. Serial really had a very journalistic, like investigative journalist feel to it, versus the one that I'm listening now, which is called Undisclosed, by the way. And there's lots of different cases in this Undisclosed. So after I kind of get caught up on this particular case, I'm looking forward to like listening to other episodes based on that same, with the same feel, but different cases. So that's about it. Did we watch something else? I feel like we've watched something else, but I don't quite remember.
Well, we watched the HBO series based on the whole story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We wrapped that up last night, as a matter of fact.
And I think that the main one of the people involved in that HBO series is also involved in the podcast,
Right.
Undisclosed podcast.
Right.
So it's so a
Well,
recent infatuation because of the developments that happened this week.
well, I got to say, and Richard may want to cover his ears for this part, but my sort of non-Destiny media consumption certainly included a good deal of coverage of Queen Elizabeth's passing and the sort of the switching over, well, just all the sort of pageantry that was going on in
Pomp
London.
and circumstance.
Pomp and circumstance, right?
I don't know if that's the right word.
all the pageantry with the laying in state and just the guards and the changing of the guard. We actually, in my classroom, watched the changing of the guards at one point during the lying in state, and that was just, I was just fascinated by that stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, part of it is I've been to London many times and been to the White Tower and seen those guards, the Royal Guards as well as the Beefeaters. And I don't know, I have an appreciation, a fascination with the history that you're watching and those traditions that come out once in a long while. And so I will be there watching sort of the next coronation probably as well. Beyond just my personal watching it happen, I could do without the commentary. So it's just sort of like almost more of a visual fascination I have of all that stuff than anything. And the fact that it just still has survived this long since like Edward the Confessor all the way up through modern day. And it's controversial. Not everybody thinks it's a good idea. But certainly there is a lot of history behind it and a lot of attention to detail, to say the very least. So yeah, that's been my latest obsession. And it's going to be put on hold until the coronation, I guess, in next couple months, whatever. So I think that wraps it up. I think I would rather be playing Destiny than doing this podcast at this moment. I always get inspired.
Get caught up on that storyline.
I need to get caught up on the storyline. I'd love to do King's Fall again. I feel like I've learned some of the mechanics. I've got my Taipan with firing line and triple tap ready to go, all leveled up.
I believe we have a
I believe we can fly.
We have a date. We have a raid date, right? So
maybe. I don't know it depends. Depends on how everybody's doing, how everybody's feeling.
Well, Ghost just said if we'll have him. So if all of us
of course we'll have him.
I know there was one other
I'd always give up my spot for Ghost
who expressed interest as well. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah, because I mean, you were talking to Palmer, Logan, and the party about the raid, so I didn't know who was doing it. I was like, are they going to do it? And Logan said he's not bothered if he doesn't do it or not. So
he says that, but everybody wants to do the raid.
They seem like they really want
the spoils. He wants the spoils.
Yeah, and I know Anthro's interested in jumping back in. So it's not like we don't have enough people. So that's a good thing.
Obviously, another week and no one get in touch of Malice. Apart from Nicholas. Pelham and Nicholas have it now.
Nicholas got it?
Right.
I knew Pelham had it. When did Nicholas get it?
I think at Reset when we did it 3 times in all classes.
So just
we get to the boss.
Just
we
this
get to
week.
the boss in one run, and then we switch to characters just to do the boss, and then we rerun it up to the boss on the other classes.
Was Nicholas happy?
I mean, he hasn't told anyone yet, so I'm guessing he hasn't told Logan. He came in and asked if I got it. I was like, no. Just another week and not having it.
Yeah, Nicholas doesn't show reveal a lot of his. He doesn't show a lot of emotion or anything in those situations, but I imagine he's very glad he got it. I know I would be.
Keeps his cards close to his chest.
Yeah. All right.
But duality right now is so broken.
What do you mean?
Broken hard or broken easy?
Broken hard. I mean, it's not hard, really, or easy. It's just, it's broken. As in, if you're in the final room with Kyle and you teleport by shooting the bell, it has a chance of killing you all.
I think that's been patched.
It's been patched.
Through in the patch notes.
Hotfix.
Gotta
happened
stay up with the
Thursday.
patch notes.
Hotfix.
No. The patch notes said something about they've acknowledged there's a problem with it, but we literally did it like yesterday or the day before.
The old
Oh,
acknowledging.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They know there's a problem.
We, um,
Well, maybe we should do.
sorry,
What does
I
anybody
wanna
know? What
circle
the
back to something that
what's the dungeon of the
I
week?
gotta circle back. I really liked. I enjoyed that little moment right there when Sultime shouted "hotfix," and if we could isolate that and clip it and reuse that exact.
Why would you
sound
say
bite
that on
every
the
time there's a
air?
hotfix.
Why did you need to say that on the air?
Because he knows nobody's listening except for us.
Can we please edit out that everything that just got said in the last 10 seconds?
He's got a point though.
5 minutes even.
I just wrote down the timestamp so I
I
could go
thought
to
it
it.
was. I thought it was on his soundboard, and he just pressed a button.
No. Although I do have a whole cadre of rude sounds that I could interject into the podcast. I've got Richard's favorite. Richard's favorite is the goat.
Need more sound effects to wake up the listeners.
I know. We need to go back to the soundboard. I've got goat sounds. I've got all sorts of little segues here.
I thought the goat sound was Richard's chair.
Yeah, I thought so too.
He admitted it.
Definitely clip everything that's been said. Nothing has been said.
Yeah. All right. So can we wrap this up now? Because I want to play me some Destiny 2. I want to get some lunch. And then I want to go and hop onto my Xbox Series S and press the button that starts the Destiny 2 experience. So thanks, everybody, for joining us here at the Paracasual Destiny podcast. This has been episode 57, full of technical difficulties. And who knows, you, Guardian, may be the next one to receive the touch of malice. So long, everybody. Until next time.
Bye.
I'll see you in Kingsfall, Richard.
So
See you on the Dreadnought.